I was born in the Bronx, New York.
BK.
I mean, BX. Oh, God. Edit that part out. BX, not BK. BX. Peanut, edit that part out. Don't tell nobody.
I got
Anyways.
Play me some pimping, man.
This the coldest podcast you'll ever hear. The way we coming with it, people witnessing greatness. Be a part of the journey. I would say it's perfect timing, but it's God's timing. We locked in a time capsule with this one. We got timeless topics. Guess what? I'm your mother's favorite host. Your little brother's OG. I go by the name of Armand Lindsay, but the neighborhood call me Big Pig. I want to welcome y'all to Big Boss Talk, Season 2, The Rebirth. Let's ride, and welcome to a Black Man Thing.
Yo, what's good? We back again with another episode of the podcast. We got Big Boss Talk, the podcast, man. Again, I got 1/3 of the Three Musketeers. I ain't gonna. They got a little group, they little squad. They only hit, they all about 5'5". You know, they crazy, spicy. How tall y'all is?
I'm the tallest, and I'm 5'2".
Oh God! So we got midgets. 1/3 of the midget crew. I call them the Gross Sisters. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Hands up, cash out. That's how they is. But nah, it's gonna be. I got another great guest, man. I'm super excited to have this guest just because, you know, we in this group chat amongst friends, and I just see a lot of great things being put in the group chat as far as growth, development, just doing big things right now, and that's what we're about. You know, Big Boss Talk. We want to get people on here that's really doing big things, trying to achieve big things, and just really be great in all areas and all facets of their life. And I think this individual, this particular person, you know, I grab motivation from her all the time just to be like, you know, I'm trying to, you know, I'm trying to get a private jet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to be on my game. So let me give you the rundown. I got Mariah Howard, age 28. Her career/job is in clinical applications analyst at a large healthcare organization. Emphasis on large. All right. College degree. She has a BS in exercise science from USC. Go Cox. Master in healthcare administration from MUSC. Years in her profession. She has 8 years in healthcare, 2 in clinical applications /health IT. Mariah, say what's up.
What's up, y'all?
Ooh, look, I like the energy. Mariah gonna bring that energy every time. And so, Mariah, you know the podcast will not be Big Boss Talk if we don't do 2 truths and a lie. And so I need 2 truths and a lie from you. And okay. I need it to be good, like we talked about. I know you can't lie.
Oh my God, I can lie.
Okay, let's see. We gonna see. We gonna see. So go ahead and give me your 2 truths and a lie.
All right. So I've been to over 10 concerts.
Okay.
I have 4 birthmarks.
Okay.
And I played varsity lacrosse in high school.
Oh wow. 10 concerts, 4 4 birthmarks, and you played lacrosse.
Varsity lacrosse.
Varsity lacrosse. Oh, okay. You might got me right here. It's a lot of stuff in there. I'm gonna tell you what's the truth though. You play lacrosse. We're gonna cancel that. Okay. The only thing I'm worried about is if it was varsity or not. So this is where it gets tricky. I don't know if you was JV. You know, I don't know. You know, I don't know how good you was, but I'm gonna say lacrosse is true. And you say you've been over 10. You say 10 concerts?
Over 10.
Over 10. That's a true. You from New York. I know you like music, New York. I mean, it's just a big part of music, you know, when in New York. And I know you move, but I know you. I'm going to say over 10 concerts. I'm going to give you that one. And
okay.
Then 4 birthmarks. Oh, my God. Oh, this is tough. All right, I'm going with lacrosse. You ain't played varsity, but you played lacrosse, but I don't think you played varsity lacrosse. Everything else was true.
I played varsity lacrosse for 2 years.
Huh?
I played varsity lacrosse for 2 years.
So what was the lie?
I only got 3 birthmarks.
Oh man, I was like, I don't know. I didn't know the birthmark situation. I was like, man, I don't know. Okay.
I trick you up. That's why I do that.
Okay. You got me on that one because I swear I ain't know nothing about that. All right, so look, you said you went over 10 concerts. What concerts? Just give us like your top 3 favorite concerts you've been to.
I've seen Beyonce 3 times.
Oh wow.
I've seen twice, and I've seen Drake 4. And then just like other little concerts outside of that. But like Drake, Jay-Z, and Beyonce, those were like my big 3 because I've seen them more than once.
Dang. How was Drake's Drake as a performer? Like he bring the energy?
So I saw him my freshman year of college. I saw him when he was on the Lil Wayne versus Drake tour, and I saw him when he was with the Migos. Okay. And like, I think my favorite would have to be Lil Wayne versus Drake because they got so many features together. Yeah. Like the energy was just so crazy the whole time. Yeah, it was great. Favorite Drake concert, I think.
Okay, cool. I ain't so I've never been to I can't say never no more because I went to Rod Wave. Right. You know, I went to my boy concert, but you know, I don't know why you rolling your eyes. Rod Wave is nice, bro. Like, don't even do that. But
hey, y'all sad music, so I'll let y'all.
It ain't sad. Oh my god. Anyway, but yeah, so I went to Rod Wave, but my first official concert was supposed to be Janae Aiko when I first moved to Austin. But, you know, COVID happened and, you know, Maya was going to take me. I was pretty pumped up about the Janae Aiko one. I ain't even going to flex. I was just like, at first I was like, Janae Aiko, like, come on. Like, I don't even know if I'm going to really rock with it. But then I was just like, nah, I'm getting kind of excited because then I listened to that album she had. I forgot what it was called. It's the album with her. It's like an orange type teal colored album. I can't remember.
What's the name of that album? I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so that album, but I listened to it and I was like, man, this is a great album. So I'm like, I want to see how she performing in concert. And everybody say she real chill, so.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So listen, tell me a little bit about what you do as a career right now. Like, I know you're a clinical applications analyst at a large healthcare organization. I know you just started this position as well too, so. Give me a little deep dive or just like a synopsis of what you do on a daily basis.
Okay. I am new at the company that I'm with now. I've been with them for, what's today's date? For a month yesterday. I've been there for a month. Okay. But before that, I was with another healthcare organization where I started working in quality compliance after I graduated from grad school. Mm-hmm. And then I got referred for a job in clinical applications at my old company. Okay. But after my month at my current company, it's a lot different from what I did at my last company. So they use 2 different systems. So right now I'm working on getting certified in a system called Epic. So pretty much my day-to-day at work right now is just going to work and studying pretty much because I have to pass certification tests.
Gotcha.
So like on the days I don't have class, I'm just at work studying because I have to get certified within 6 months. So I started on January 11th. So that gives me 6 months from then to pass all my certification tests. And I have to pass 3 tests. So right now I'm pretty much just shadowing people, learning the system. And then I'll be supporting, so I work for a hospital. So I'll be working mainly with the mother, baby, postpartum, special care nursery, which is like preemies and labor and delivery. So I have to learn everything about babies, which is really ironic because I don't want any kids. But about babies and moms and like how to use the system for that. So it's really exciting so far, but it's a little stressful because I have to pass all those tests.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, what type of pressure do you feel because you do have to pass these certifications? Like for me, I know I'm not a great test taker, but I can retain information. I can, if I'm hands-on, I know I can get it no matter what. But with studying and always like kind of just being in a book and just trying to like, what's that stress like? Are you nervous or you feel like, nah, I got this? You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously you wouldn't be in that role for no reason, but are you nervous too?
I'm not really nervous just because I'm a hands-on learner like you and like my job is technical. So a lot of the classes that I take, like you'll have the class up on one screen and then on another screen, you'll be in an environment where you're like actually doing the stuff. Okay. So like I'll the screen, then I'll go over here and do it myself. Okay. So that like being able to actually do it while I'm learning it. Right. Because like, college, I struggled in a lot of classes where I just had to sit there and look at it and like kind of retain it. But if I can like put my hands on something or like write something down or do it myself, it's really easy for me. So I'm doing good so far. Like somebody at work was like, "Oh my God, you're picking up stuff so quick." So that made me feel good, but hopefully I can keep it going.
Yeah. And then so you said you don't want any kids, but you're dealing with babies. Why? And you get so excited when dealing with babies, because I remember you was like, you said I'm in some type of I don't know what it's called, a baby ward or whatever, and you was just like melting, like you was like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, what is up?
I love babies, but I don't want no babies in my house. Like, it's cute when you see them at the hospital, or like even with like Callie and Carlin, it's so cute when I come over here and I get to spend time with them and see them. Yeah. But when it's time I'm ready to go. And I might change as I get older, but just like right now, I'm super career focused right now.
Right.
And so I don't even think about kids really, because that's just not what I'm focused on. Like I'm a type of person that likes to compartmentalize. Right. So like this phase in my life is focusing on me, trying to get myself right and getting like really stable in my career. Gotcha. So I feel like I might change eventually, but right now I'll just stick with the babies at work and I'll go home to my house.
See, you like to just take care of them for a little bit, and then once they start getting on your nerves, then you can just drop them back off with their parents. That's what you like. It's like I would recommend that for anybody that got baby fever. Like if you got baby fever, you need to like not just hang out with some kids and feed that itch, and then once that itch over with, just be able to give them back, because once you can't give them back, it's a different type of story. But I still want kids. It's a different ball game. But I definitely want kids of my own. I need like a little junior. I probably have I might have a girl though. I don't even know. Like that'll be crazy.
Because I can come pick her up and guess what?
Yeah.
Drop her back.
Yeah. We need that. So cool. Okay, that's dope. So give me a little bit about as far as clinical applications. I know you are you just I'm trying to describe like your position or how it really works. Like where's your position in the system, right? Because I know you have, when you got a nurse, you obviously have a doctor, and then most of the time you have a nurse that assists the doctor. What is your role in that type of in that system, huh?
You're trying to figure out like where I fit in.
Yeah, where you fit in. Yeah, where you fit in.
So when you think of going to the doctor, you think of, okay, you go check in, you say, my name is so-and-so, I'm here to see this doctor for this thing. Okay, right. That's cool. Then you go back in the room, you see a nurse, they probably take your blood pressure and all that, and then you see the doctor.
Okay.
So like when you go to that front desk, that person has to put your information into something. Right. When you see that your vitals, they have to put that information somewhere. Yeah. When you see they have to put that information somewhere. Right. So I, as an analyst, support the system that they use to put that information into. Okay. So it's called EMR or EHR, which is an electronic medical record or an electronic health record. Okay. So back in the day when we were younger, you go to the doctor and they open up a paper folder. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So now all of that is electronic for the most part. Some are still in paper charts, but for the most part, all that's done on an application. So like I said, at my old job, they use a system called Cerner. And at my current job, they use a system called Epic. And Epic is one of the biggest EHR apps that's out there right now. Like they use it all over the world. I think like 85% of healthcare organizations in the US use it. Okay. So it's a really big app. So in my job for the hospital I work for, I'm an analyst. So I build things within the system. Okay. So say, example, because I work with the babies and the moms and stuff, say that the doctors are saying, hey, there's this new education that came out for doctors, that there's this new test that we need to do on these babies. Right. And have that in their chart. So my team, what they'll do is they'll go behind the scenes in the app and they'll build where the doctor can document and order that test. Yeah. So it's I don't really deal directly with patients. So it's more like on the back end. So I like to think of it as like I'm taking care of people, but I don't have to actually see them. Right. Because I'm helping support the doctor that sees them and makes them feel better. So that makes me feel good, because I feel like it's really important work, because if you don't have anything written down or anything documented, the doctor doesn't document anything, you can't get treated because they don't remember what they saw you for the last time. Yeah.
So you help with like that's pretty dope. So you help with like the creating. I look at when you explain it now. I look at it as like you create processes or like create like I guess not you don't create an app, but you create something within an app that helps the doctor's process of documentation. Like
yes,
Okay, yeah. I like that. I ain't even know you could do stuff like that. And you said okay, so you said you work with a team. You know, I guess were you scared in this role? Like, did you have the experience for this role?
Terrified. So on the team that I'm on now at the hospital that I'm at, almost everybody on the team has either been a nurse, some type of technician, a pharmacist. So they all have clinical background. So they've all dealt with it at some point. Yeah. I am the only person on my team who has never worked face-to-face with like actual patient care. Like I used to work in PT and physical therapy, and I was an office coordinator, and I would see patients, but I never had to have any like hands-on care with people. Yeah. So I kind of, in my interview, they were like, so you're not clinical. So like, how are you going to learn all this stuff? And I was like, I don't have a problem asking questions. I'll go shadow doctors. That's why a couple of weeks ago when I was texting y'all, telling y'all that I was with the actual babies. Yeah. So I was like, I'll go sit on the unit with a nurse. I'll learn everything I need to know. And so I kind of interview. So now I'm responsible for learning all this clinical stuff that I had no idea. Yeah. So I kind of started behind the 8 ball because I'm having to like play catch up plus learn all this new stuff. Right. But it's exciting, really interesting.
Man, that is crazy to see. Like when you think about it, a lot of people don't finesse their way into some type of, and I'm not saying you finesse, but just the stuff like that, right? When you talk about almost everybody on your team has taken care of somebody or been some type of nurse or something, and you haven't. So it's like, all right, so like you said, you start behind the 8 ball. Sometimes for me, like if I know I'm lacking some type of information, it can make me nervous, but I'm also driven to figure it out because I don't want nobody to be like, oh, we shouldn't have hired this guy. No, you should. Yeah, go ahead.
That's a big deal. Like I always tell people, like when you look at job applications online, never get discouraged by the description because one of the bullet points on the application was clinical experience, but I still got an interview. Right. And so when I got an interview, I basically sold them on all the things that I was really good at. Like I tried to get them away from what I was lacking on paper and basically I was going to make up for it or compensate for it and just let them know like, hey, you don't need to pass up on me because I have a lot of really great qualities. I just never had my hands on a patient, but on this stuff. And a lot of the people on my team are like really far removed from treating patients. Like they've been on this team working with the app for like 10 plus years. So my other thing was healthcare is changing every day. So everybody has to learn new stuff at some point. I just have to learn a bit more new stuff, but everybody has to learn the new stuff. Gotcha. So I'm like, hey, I'm more of an asset than I am a liability, so you need to go ahead and hire me, basically.
Yeah, let them know I'm an asset. Nah, that's hard. I didn't even know you could do stuff like that. See, like me, when you talk about an app and just, you know, be able to create process, like that sounds like something that I would enjoy or would like to do. But obviously, I just always ask. And so I guess when you kind of answer the question, because I always ask people, you know, with your job, does the description or does the qualifications matter? Do you feel like this is a job you could have done hopping straight out of college? Like, or did you need that, you know, that experience at PT to then, you know, feel more confident now? Or do you feel like this is something I could have done straight out of college?
That's a good question. I feel like almost all of the clinical application jobs that I've seen online, they want you to have like some type of advanced degree. So they want you to have a master's in like health informatics or like healthcare administration or like something like along those lines. Right. But I feel like if you were to get out of college and like get a job somewhere that will sponsor you to help you get the Epic or Cerner, or there's a million electronic health records. But if you find somewhere that will sponsor you to get you certified, the sky is literally the limit. Like with this job I have now, I was kind of nervous to apply because I didn't have any Epic experience. And I said that, I was really honest with them in my interview. And I was like, I've supported a health app before at Cerner, which is like two different worlds from Epic. Right. And they were like, care about that. Like, we pay for everybody to get certified anyway, so it doesn't matter. So I feel like if you were to go somewhere that had a clinical applications team, you could probably get like a job doing something else there and kind of pivot. That's what I did at my previous job. I started in healthcare quality, and I kind of like finagled my way to the application. And like, so when I switched from quality to clinical applications, it was not that much of a pay raise. It was like maybe $7,000, maybe. Gotcha. And I knew I would be a lot more work, but I talked to somebody and they were like, just do it, because stay for a year and just, or a year and a half and just leave. Because as soon as you get that experience on your resume, everybody's like, oh, you can do this. And they just think you can do everything. Yeah. And that's exactly what I stayed at my last job for a year and I got out of there.
That's hard. Okay. So I guess it's important to, I mean, it just seems like you always, I mean, you just been thinking strategically, you know, in all your career moves, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's never been like, I'm just doing this just because I need a job or X, Y, and Z. Like, are you always one step ahead? Like, because right now you're in this new job, right? Do you have a plan to say, all right, I'm here for a year, 2 years max, and then I got another goal that I'm trying to hit? Like, do you think like that? Or is it more or less like, I'm going with the flow?
No, I'm a big planner.
Okay.
As Maya would say, I'm a big planner. I'm very analytical. I'm always thinking a couple steps ahead. Right now, I'm not really, because I've only been in this job for a month, and I have to 18 months or I have to pay them back for my certification. So I'm just kind of chilling right now because I'm not these people $4,000. No. So I'm chilling right now. But like, my first job was an office coordinator at a physical therapy company, and I thought that I wanted to be a physical therapist. So I was like, I'll just hang out here, get some like teching hours, and then apply to PT school. But then I was like, I don't think that's what I really want to do. And I enjoyed the administrative side of it. And so I was like, okay, I'll go back to school and get my master's in healthcare administration. Right. And then class in my master's program about healthcare quality that I really liked. So that's the type of job I was looking for when I graduated. And then like the clinical app stuff just kind of fell in my lap. Okay. So I'm kind of chilling right now, but it may be a year or so I'll start thinking about my next move, but I'm kind of chilling right now.
Yeah. I mean, that's hard. I mean, to me, like, and it's some people that always think like that. I've always thought like that, as far as like, okay, I want to be here for a certain amount of time and then I'm ready to dip. I want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm always thinking of like the next move. Right now, I've got into this position where I thought I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna enjoy this. You know what I'm saying? Especially for the money. But now that I'm in it, it's become like, so I guess you could say stressful, and it's just kind of like playing, you know, it plays heavy on my mind. So now I'm more or less like, the next job I take, I'm looking for some type of peace of mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be overworked, but then I also don't want to be underworked as well, because I want a challenge, but I don't want to be overworked. And I will tell people, like, with salary and stuff, like, you want to go for the guaranteed money, right? Because I'm in sales, so not everything is guaranteed. So I have to hit certain amounts of quotas to get what I really want to hit. And so just for me, personally, I would tell people in my next role, I'm going for the more guaranteed money versus the commission money. You see what I'm saying? So like, you always want to think about that. And that's something that I didn't even think about. Like, I've always been sales, commission. Cause I'm like, I can work hard, I can sell, I can make money. Like, I ain't never had that problem. But it's like, when you get into this is a different type of sales game, and so I'm just like, all right, next time I'm going for more guaranteed, and then the commission could be the bonus. So it's good hearing your perspective on like your strategic moves and just how you were able to pivot within your company to a different department, and then not only that, but just have the opportunity to be able to transition from your company, no bad blood, to this new company, and then learning something new. Because it's always a great feeling. I'm pretty sure you're excited now to go to work every day, wake up and be like, I'm doing something new. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and then like, just going back to what you were saying, a lot of people in our generation now, we're looking at the big picture. I feel like back in the day, people were like, oh yeah, I need to make this money. Now our generation is like, I need to be taking care of my mind. I need to have time to do it.
Yeah.
Job all day. Like,
no.
I feel like our generation is more focused on like a balance.
Yeah.
It's nice to have more money as you move along in your career, but sometimes you have to make a lateral move in order to make a upward move just to prove yourself. Because nobody wants to be working stressed out. These people don't care about you. If you die tomorrow, guess what? They're gonna have an interview the day of your funeral. Yeah. They don't care.
They don't care. And the healthcare world is changing crazy. Like, people don't want to work as it is. My mama talking about people don't want to come to work and da-da-da-da. And I'm just like, man, that's stressful. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's going to be a big shift in just everything. Like, I don't know when that shift to happen, but I think companies will start to realize, like, we have to change some of our processes and just how we treat the employees. Because before then, they could just treat us any type of way just because everybody was working. But the pandemic shut everything down. People found other ways to make money. And they was less stressed. So now it's like, what you gonna do now? You can't work me how you thought you was gonna work me because I got money coming from over here. So it's like companies, it's gonna be a big change.
Yeah, the ball is definitely in our court. Like the employees are in control. Like when I started this job, my first day of work, I told my boss, I said, I go to therapy every other week at 10 o'clock. I'm not coming to work before my therapy appointments. I'll see you at 11 every other Thursday. And she's like, okay, all right, yeah. We control the narrative now. It used to be all about the employer telling you what to do, but now they need us more than we need them at this point. So protect your peace. You need to do.
Protect your peace, man. You heard it from Mariah. Protect your peace. But that's dope, man. And now that you really put it in perspective, I'm like, that's hard. Like, I wish I could do something like that. Well, I'm pretty sure there's people out there that wish, they didn't know that this is what you could do. You know what I'm saying? So let's go back. We're going to go back to, where you from? I know we talked about your job a lot, but now we're going to go back. I want you to talk to me like, where you from? How the heck you ended up in South Carolina? Why you chose USC out of all schools? Just take me back. Where you from?
So I was born in the Bronx, New York.
BK.
BX. Oh God, edit that part out. BX, not BK. BX. Peanut, edit that part out. Don't tell nobody. Anyways, the Bronx. And then when I was like 7 or 8, my mom's job moved us to Chicago. So I grew up in Chicago, graduated from high school there. And then I only applied to 3 colleges.
Okay.
USC. Got in, applied to Georgetown. They said, you tried it, sis. And I to Fordham University, which is in New York, and I was waitlisted for there. And the way my anxiety is set up, I couldn't wait on them. I needed to go somewhere where I got in. Right. So I went at USC because my mom went to USC, my dad went to USC, my dad's sister, my dad's brothers, all my aunts and uncles, everybody went to USC. So I'm a legacy Gamecock. So that's how it ended up. And then I just started working. I started working 4 days after college graduation, and I just never left. I got my master's from MUSC in Charleston, and I just like it here. Like, my friends are here. I like the weather here. My dad's getting ready to retire here. My grandma's moving here in a couple months. So all my people are coming to me now. Yeah. So I'm really.
That'll be nice. You got a big family. I guess how the heck y'all from New York? How y'all know? Like, how y'all get to USC? Like, y'all was like, oh yeah, we're gonna go to USC. Like, how does that even? I don't even know how. Everybody just like, yeah, we're gonna go to USC. What?
Yeah. So my mom grew up in Moncks Corner.
Oh, okay.
But she was born in New York, but she grew up in Moncks Corner. So everybody. And my dad is from Brooklyn, but him and his siblings spent their summers in Beaufort because my grandparents are from Beaufort.
Wow.
So but I just grew up in the city. So I'm getting back to my.
Yeah, you really from South Carolina. You from the coast.
I'm from Rock Hill for real. So
I ain't gonna say that. We ain't say that. You from Beaufort though. We'll claim you for we'll claim you. I think you done earned your stripes. You know what I'm saying? Rock Hill. We'll take you in. Okay, cool. So USC, what did you want to be when you grew up? Did you know you want to be a clinical applications analyst? Huh?
I didn't even know that. So when I was in like 6th grade, I was like, I'm going to be a brain surgeon. I'm going to be a brain surgeon. And then I got to college. I was a chemistry major. Loved chemistry, was good at it. Then I took calculus 3, and I said, time to go. So I changed my major from chemistry to exercise science. And I was like, what the heck do you even do with an exercise science degree? And I started doing some research and talking to some other people. And they're like, oh, you can go to PT school. I was like, okay, I mean, I guess that's what everybody else is doing, so I'll just do it. Yeah. And then PT, and I was like, no. People who have to go to PT, they're hurt, of course. And so they're just always sad. They're babies. They're all in pain. They don't want to do what you tell them. I can't deal with this. I can't. So I was like, I like helping people, but I don't want to have to actually deal with them face to face. I'd rather behind the scenes. So in my mind, I feel like I'm really helping these people. Now I help people bring babies into the world, but I don't have to actually be in the room. I supported the app that the doctor is using to help them bring the babies in. Right. So I feel very accomplished.
Man, I'm happy. It seems like you found a job that really fits your personality, because we talked about babies and you said, I don't want babies, but I like working with them and I can drop them off. Same way with patients. I can help y'all, but I ain't got to see y'all. So it's just like, everything that you really like is just lining up, which is dope. But that's a drastic change. We went from brain surgery to, like, that is crazy. But I guess, did you want to be a brain? Did you see something on TV? Did you talk to somebody that was like, I want to do brain surgery? Like, why was it?
I honestly could not tell you. I feel like one day my mom was like, yeah, I want you to be a surgeon. I was like, yeah, that's what I'm going to be. Like, when I was like, yeah, I really want to be a brain surgeon. Like, Ben Carson used to be my idol until he started. But we're not going to. But I used to be obsessed with him. Like, he did these surgeries where he separated conjoined twins that were connected at the brain. Like, I thought that was so cool. So that's what I wanted to do. Then calculus 3 said, you thought. So I had to make a change. Well, I'm really happy I made the change because it put me where I am now.
That's super dope, man. But it's also crazy that everybody got this almost the same exact, like, go to school for one thing, and then it's that one class, and you be like, nope, gotta go. And it's like, then you reconstruct your whole life, and it's just like some stuff you just, I mean, it is like God, or like just God's plan ordained. Like, I don't know how this stuff even happens, but I mean, it just seems like you're super happy with what you do. You enjoy, just kind of just going to work, learning every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, learning is exciting. Like, to me, like being able to go to work and just learn something new, get better every day. Like, I think that's the type of environment I really thrive in and enjoy. And it seems like you're doing that as well, which is cool. But I guess just going back, and this is for us to help younger people coming up, right? What resource did you have? All the resources you needed to make a career, to choose a career? Do you feel like you were given the resources, or was it just trial and error?
Definitely the position I'm in now was definitely trial and error. And I feel like as I've moved within my career, I've really learned that it's not, I mean, it is what you know, but it's really who you know. Like, just putting yourself out there and just talking to people. Like, the job I have now, I applied for a job with Epic, which is the app that I work with now at my current job.
Right.
And tournament, and somebody randomly asked me, like, oh, what do you do for work? And I told them, and I was like, well, I just applied for a job at Epic. And it just happened to be a doctor that works at the hospital I work in now. And she was like, you don't want to move to Wisconsin, like, apply for this job at this hospital. And I'll put in this lady did not know me she saw me play 2 tennis matches, and she's like, you're so good. I just know you're a good person. I know you're good at your job. So go ahead and apply for that job, and I'll put in a good word for you. And that's how I got my job now. Like, it's so crazy.
Oh, my God.
This sounds so corny, but I feel like the universe and, like, God sends you the stuff you need to get where he wants you to be, pretty much. Yeah. Because, I mean, I didn't take any I took a coding class in college, but other than that, I've never taken any IT classes. Yeah. In my job, I was only there for a year, so I didn't know everything you could possibly know about clinical applications. Right. And, like, I feel like it's all about taking your experiences that you have and making a pivot.
Yeah.
So like, oh yeah, I majored in, I don't know, bubble art in high school, so I could never do that. I'm like, but you could, because I mean, some of the skills that you use to make bubble art, you could use to do something else.
It could fly.
So people that like don't look at like the surface of what a job does, because I mean, there's other skills that you probably picked up along the way, picked up in classes, picked up from life experience that you can use for anything. I mean, it's all about pivoting and like being able to change it up.
Bro, that's crazy. I feel like tennis is like, you know how people say most business deals are made playing golf. I think for women, like it's tennis. It's tennis for women. And I
started playing tennis during the pandemic, and I have met so many interesting people that just have so many random connections. Like, if I feel like tennis has brought me out of my shell a little bit, because before I started playing tennis, I would never talk to these random people. I'm like, I don't know you. We don't have nothing in common. You old. I mean, we play tennis, and you heard me talking, and you're like, okay, well, I see. And I don't know how she equated me being decent at tennis to me being good at my job and thinking that I'd be a job that they had available. But it's all about putting yourself out there. And I'm usually a pretty introverted person, but there's definitely benefits to putting yourself out there and just talking to people. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything crazy, but just putting your name out there. Just tell people how great you are.
Yeah.
That can really get you far.
Yeah, talk your talk. Man, Mariah just dropped so much sauce. She said, you got to put yourself out there. It's not what you know, it's who you know.
It's what you know. Can't be a dummy now.
Well, right. You can't be a dummy. But it helps for, to be able to say, like you said, to get that job, that lady was able to put in a good word for you. So that always helps to have people to advocate on your behalf. And so, I mean, that's big sauce, you know what I'm saying, for a lot of people listening. Just, for people that's shy, people, they feel like, man, you know what I'm saying, maybe I'm not putting myself out there enough. Start with something like tennis. Start with some, activity that you really enjoy, and just, really open up and meet a lot of different people. So for me, I'm trying to find like an activity. I think for me, like this right here, the podcast has helped me reach out to a lot of different people, but I do want to reach people that maybe are, I guess, in different places, just to see, what they do, how I could maybe fit in. But I'm just trying to figure out that activity. I know Maya talks about she want to do like the dancing classes again. So, you know what I'm saying? Like the people you see on YouTube. So, I mean, just stuff like that would be dope to just do. And so it's glad to see that you had tennis. Can you just tell me the hardest thing, one of the hardest things you've had to endure as far as in your career?
That's a good question. Probably like just doubting myself, because I feel like in any profession that you're in, there's always going to be somebody who's done it longer than you or might be better at it than you. And I'm the type of person that I struggle with asking for help. And that's in any aspect of life. Like, I'm not going to ask nobody for no money. I'm not asking. I'll try to pick up a refrigerator by myself before I ask for help. Like, I'm just not good at asking for help. So that has been a tough thing for me. Just learning how to be vulnerable and ask for help and not seeing it as a weakness. I mean, because you literally cannot know everything. Yeah. I try to know everything. Like I always tell people, if you ask me something, I might not know it at the moment, but I'm going to find out and I'm going to get back to you. Gotcha. And like, just, I mean, being vulnerable is very hard in general, but especially is somewhere where you go to work and these people are paying you to do a job, but you don't feel, some days you just don't feel competent enough. And it's okay to ask for help. And I think just being in a good work environment is important for that too, because if you don't feel safe or you don't feel supported by the people you work with, you're not going to ask questions because you might feel like they might try to target you or see you as weak. Right. But that's been something that's very tough with me. But at my current job, I feel very supported. And I feel like everyone that I currently work with has been through something similar to me as far as like taking all the classes I have to take and getting the certifications and stuff. So just learning how to be vulnerable has been very hard for me. But I feel like I'm making some good progress. So that's good.
Yeah, man. We proud of you, man. You're doing a lot of big things. Just seeing your growth, success. Like, I love to see it. I just love seeing growth. I love seeing people that got emotion about themselves and just, no need to, I don't know, like, when people talk bad about people, like, for me, I can't do it just because obviously I don't know what everybody's going through mentally, emotionally, spiritually. So when I hear people, be excited about, growing mentally, growing physically, just doing great things and just being excited about life, I think that makes me happy because pandemic, a lot of people not really excited about life anymore. So it's just like, bro, like I love being around that type of energy. But we coming to the tail end of the conversation, so I know you got a big day ahead of you. But I do want to ask, was it all about money, for you, picking a career? Was it like, nah, I need to be making 6 figures and that's it? You know what I'm saying? Like, was it?
Yeah. So people gonna judge me for this, but my first job out of college was like my first job ever. So I had a work study job in college, but I only did that for like a year, and it was easy. I like checked people in the dorms and stuff, so It wasn't like no work. So like my first job out of college, I didn't really have any expectations as to what I should be making because I've never really paid bills like that. Like I've just, and this sounds very spoiled and privileged, but I've just always been super supported by my dad. And like, I've never had to work. And so like getting my first job, I was so excited for the money that I was going to be making. I was like, I have my own money. I'll be able to pay my own rent. Like, this is going to be great.
Yeah.
And my job, I think I was making like between $26,000 and $27,000. I was not even eating. Like, what was going on? But like, I was just so excited to work. And I know some people are not excited to work, but like, I was just so excited to use my degree and just get out and learn and be able to support myself. And I've always been that type of person, like just the thought of being able to be self-sufficient. Like I said earlier, I'm not the type of person to ask for help. Yeah. So just the self-sufficient was really exciting for me. But now that I've had a couple jobs, I do take salary into consideration a lot more than I used to, but I try not to let that drive the narrative for when I apply for jobs and stuff. Of course, I want to make something comparable to my last job or more, but if it benefits me more, allows me to focus more on my mental health, or allows me a better work-life balance, or allows me to get more experience in order to move. Hold on a second. Ooh. Okay. Is she calling me again? Jesus. I put it on Do Not Disturb. She just keep calling. But like I was saying, if I have to take a lateral move in order to make an upward move later, I take that into consideration. But I mean, the world is run by money, so money is very important, but you also have to weigh it out. Like if you're going to be making $1 million, but you're going to be dog tired and you can't spend time with people you love, you can't do anything you love, you eat like crap because you don't have time to cook, you can't go to the gym, it's not worth it for me. So it's all about balance. And then like, even with like, if I'm not taking as much cash home, but I have better benefits at this job, or I'm not taking as much cash home, but they're paying for me to do this, this, and this, those are the type of things I weigh out. Okay. But hard cold cash is always good, but you have to weigh there, especially as you get older. Like a lot of people my age are having kids now, so you need to like benefits is something that's really important as you get older. Yeah. So
okay. Yeah, that's all money ain't good money. So just remember that. Take into what's important.
Your mental health and your peace is not worth it because you ain't gonna be around long enough to spend it anyway. So
got you. So I mean, listen, whatever's important to you, you make sure you think about that when you start accepting these jobs and stuff like that. And you hit on a point where you said was like, I know this is gonna sound very spoiled and like I would tell you to let that thought process leave out your mind. The only reason why you probably feel like that is because you got people that's jealous of you telling you like, man, you ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like you may hear somebody else's story and you may be like, dang, they really had to work for it. But in all reality, as adults, as we grow older, we all want that opportunity to be able to take care of your kids, how your family took care of you, how your dad took care of you. And there's nothing wrong with that. Just know that type of emotion or that type of hate coming from somebody else is just them jealous that they didn't have that type of that type of environment to grow up in, which is okay. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's environment is different, but they just really, like me, I wish I had, you know, family, or, you know, I do got family that look out for me, but as far as like just money wise, and I think men are always different than women on that aspect too, but I just feel like no matter what, nobody can be upset with you because your family took care of you, or your dad made sure that you was A-okay all the time. I think kudos to him for being a great dad. And you just gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not telling you not to say that, but just for you personally, like, if that's something that you kind of deal with, you know, as a subconsciously, like, let it go, because you had the perfect journey, and look at you now. So anyway, last question. Yeah, so the last question is, look, give me some things give me like 3 things that you like to do outside of work. Like 3 things that you like to do outside of work, and then we're gonna go into the conclusion of the podcast.
Alrighty, so 3 things outside of work is playing tennis. I play tennis like 5 days a week. Love it. What else? Hanging out with Callie. And what else do I like to do? I don't know. I like to sleep and watch Netflix.
Okay. The family by you. I see you looking. Callie.
Mm-hmm. Cut this part out.
What's happening? What's up? But cool. Right. That's what's up. So last thing about the podcast, man, is we want to keep the network growing. So we, at the conclusion, I just need a recommendation of somebody that you think is super dope. Somebody that you feel like fits the mold of the podcast. They, you know, just doing great things. Maybe somebody that you look up to, somebody that you are inspired by. It could be somebody I know, somebody I don't know. It's probably going to be somebody I don't know. Just because, you know, our inner network, we already kind of communicate. But yeah, give me a recommendation.
So I got 2 for you.
Okay.
I got my cousin Sydney, who's Maya's line sister. Okay. She's a flight attendant. She also just got a promotion. So, and then my best friend Esther, she works for Google, and I think she'd be a great person to talk to.
Yeah, so we need both of those. If you can send me like their information once we get done with the conversation. If you can send me their information as far as like whether it's their Instagram, telephone number. I know people feel a certain way about giving out their information, but if you could text them and say, hey, I just sat down with you know, Maya's boyfriend. Oh God, Maya's husband. My bad. Listen, I got a ring, y'all. Chill. I'm gonna exit that one out. But Maya's husband, if you could just say, hey, I recommended you guys for the podcast. He's gonna reach out to you. If you want to do it, you can. If you don't, it's no hard feelings. But he's just, you know, you can tell him, you know, just to reach out. Let him know I'll be reaching out to him. If you could do that for me. But other than that, Mariah, it was dope. It was great to understand what you do, how it all works, and just some of the sauce that you was able to drop. I mean, we love it.
Let's keep rocking and rolling.
So I'm gonna give you your day back.
Ain't nothing gonna stop you now.
Have fun, and I'll talk to y'all later.
All right, thanks, Peanut.
No problem.
They say, Peanut, you so cold. I want to thank you, all the bosses listening to Big Boss Talk. The people listening and watching, we love you over here. We're gonna leave the same way we came in. Coming with the coldest podcast you'll ever hear.